So, how much do you hear about?
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you have a cell phone, if you would, please turn it off or silence it during the course of the meeting. Callie, roll call.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Let's dive into the agenda. Item number 2, reception of visitors. 2.1A, leadership and learning at Riddle Elementary School. Kristen Kleiss, Casey Harley, and the students.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Kristen Kleiss. I'm the principal here at Riddle Elementary. We want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Hopefully you got a tour with our wonderful student leadership teams. They were really excited about tonight, and they prepared, they practiced today, and they've been working really hard to show you guys all the greatness around Riddle. Everyone always says they save the best for last. We're the last stop on the school board tour. And so without further ado, I'm going to hand the mic over to Miss Harper, and she's going to get us started.
Hi, I'm Harper, one of the students of the Riddle Lighthouse team. Members of the Lighthouse School were chosen through an application process. Our mission statement is that we will spread leadership and kindness while inspiring others to lead. We synergize throughout. After our group of student leaders was formed, we each chose which action team entrusted us the most. We helped lead the 3 student action teams, which are leadership, academic, and culture. Let's meet Jana for the leadership team. Hi, I am Jana, one of the members of the Riddle leadership team. Members of our team go into very good classrooms to help with projects and read stories about the 7 habits. Here's a picture of our team.
It was up here.
Our mission statement is, we are aspiring role models who are focused leaders that care about our school community. Next, we will meet Jansen from the student academic team. Hi, my name is Jansen.
And I'm Maddie.
We are members of the student academic team, and this year we have helped students set wigs for reading and math, as well as you keep track of reading measures met throughout the whole building. We made goodie bags for our upcoming IRL test and made an inspiring video to highlight test taking tips.
The academic team also tutors and reads books to kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade. Now I'm going to turn it over to Cooper and the culture team.
Hello, my name is Cooper. I'm in 5th grade. I'm a part of the student culture team, and our mission statement is, as a student culture team, we care, learn, lead, and grow together to help students and staff achieve their goals. We strive to make each individual feel welcome and loved at Riddle Elementary through kindness and teamwork.
Hello, I'm Harley. I'm in 4th grade, and some of the things we've worked on this year
is planned school spirit days and flyers to communicate with students and families. Another thing is we helped with the Veterans Day Parade. We also created the December to Remember calendar used at Williams and Riddle. Started a suggestion box for students to share their ideas, focusing on Habit 8, Find Your Voice. Also looking at how we can improve our physical environment within the school. Hello, I'm Aubrey Doyle, and I'm in 5th grade. I like being part of the student culture team because I can help students learn and grow. Hi, I'm Fletcher Heather, and I'm in 3rd grade, and I like being a part of the culture team because we're creative. Hello, my name is Brooks Black. I like being a part of the student culture team because we help kids learn. Hi, my name is Fern Jones, and I'm from 4th grade. I like being a part of the student culture team because we have a lot of leadership opportunities. Hi, my name is Cameron. I am a member of the broadcasting team. 5th graders at our school write and report the daily news. Our YouTube channel is called RSTV. My name is Lucy. We take turns recording the news. Our directors and students from LIFT help edit the videos and produce it. Students at Riddle watch the news each day as part of their morning meetings. Hi, I'm Fern Jones from 4th grade. And hi, I'm Vera Aiken, also from 4th grade. Who are we? We're a STEAM club, and we are all leaders who use the 7 habits. All of our club members are made up of 4th and 5th graders. Our sponsor is Mrs. Drake. Club members: Fern, Vera, Bailey, Elise, Jonathan, and Owen. Missing members: Lucy, Holden, Parker, Carter, and Edith. Our mission. The mission we developed is how we live every day. Our mission is: we are creators who collaborate, communicate, critically think, and create. This group hopes to achieve our goals, which are to help the school and to learn how to use tools in the STEAM room. We are going to talk about our 2023 to 2024 projects. To make a STEAM family night at our school, Riddle Elementary, and research projects to do at the family night. It's also showing families what their children do in STEAM. This is what we have learned this year: how to make a great presentation, how to use technology that we can talk in front of people confidently, how to synergize more with other people, how to use the engineering design process correctly. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
All right, these kids did great. They're so humble. This just shows you a little snapshot of what goes on at Riddle Elementary. However, there are tons of opportunities here for our kids. We just wanted to highlight the ones that we're most proud of and we thought you guys should know about. I'm just going to show you a quick video, a 1-minute video of some of the extra stuff we offer here at Riddle, but we didn't necessarily have people to speak about it. So last round of applause for our awesome leadership here at Riddle. All right, and thank you parents for sharing your kids with us. We really appreciate it. Awesome. Who's next?
In your team, and I was remiss in not opening the meeting by welcoming everyone to the next stop in the Mattoon School Board tour of its facilities here at Riddle Elementary School. I hope all of you had the opportunity, like I did, to take a tour of the building. I want to thank Maddie and Kaylin, I think were my two tour guides, for showing me around the school and showing me all the wonderful things that the students are doing. I don't remember whose idea it was for us to do the meetings at the different facilities, but I'll be forever grateful to them, because it helps remind us that, you have these young, growing little brains that we are moving through the system, and they're doing so well, and that's really what's behind the big numbers that the school boards wind up dealing with. So thank you again to the Riddle students and to the staff and the parents for the work that you did here tonight. Next on our agenda, recognition of the Mattoon High School and Middle School winter sports teams. I'm assuming we're turning this over to Mr. Duckett.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight. We're going to recognize two different programs that we have that are students over on the winter sports team at NHS. We're going to start with our wrestlers. So if my three wrestlers and all three of them tonight. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. So these three young men, and go forward, be here too. Don't need you to get away from me. So these are, I'm going to let Coach Ford talk, because why do I need to know about it? Coach, go ahead and tell us a little bit about our season and then what these three guys have come.
We had a great season. We finished 2024. We were 2.5 months away from making it to team sections this year. And all that has to do with our three middle guys. 138, 144, 150 this year. Every group team wrestled, these guys were here. And they're all two-time state qualifiers. We have, they have 15, 138. With the state qualifier this year, we had all state wrestlers last year. 48 and 144 is two-time state placer. One of only 5 in Mattoon history. And at 150, we have 8 Blackburn who played last year and just the state qualifier this year.
Thank you very much.
Trent.
What's their plans?
Oh, hey, you guys, come back here.
Nice. Just when you thought you'd gotten away.
So once you guys tell real quick, again, reintroduce yourself, you got to talk now. Reintroduce yourself, and then where are you at? What's your future plan?
I've been and decided to go Lakeland, my first year doing college at I'm going to 13, and after that, my whole other group that I'm in Florida, and I'm going to I'm a big Blackburn, and I'm not sure. I was going to go to US, but I'm going to go to
Our next group that we will welcome in will be our JV Wavettes. So, at the high school level, the IDP and competition is one of the only, or is the only sport that has a state level for the JV level. So these girls work very hard. They spend an enormous amount of time working on their craft and their performance. So I will turn it over to Coach Smith to tell you a little bit about our JV game.
Okay. Our program has tryouts 2 times during the year. We have one coming up in 2 weeks. And that will be our football team and what we call our performance team, the team that you see that performs in all of the social events out throughout the community that we do. That team is chosen in about 2 weeks. And then we'll have a tryout again at the end of October for our competitive team. We are very fortunate. We are one of the premier teams in the state of Illinois for having a JV program. We're seeing JV programs cut across the state, and we are very fortunate to be in a school system that still supports the art of JV as a learning curve for our school kids to be able to work their way up to varsity and or to have a chance to compete at this level. So they practice every day, Monday through Friday, usually for about 2.5 hours every single day. And we practice on skills, we practice on dance routines, we practice on other things. One of the things that I put out to the community right now is that we want to work on self-defense skills so that they leave the program knowing a little bit about self-defense as they go out into the world as young ladies. So we're always looking for opportunities. I also want to do that waterboard stuff they have at the YMCA. I want to get involved with. So, anything we can do to get out in the community, we really want to do. So if you ever need anything, let us know. I'm going to let the JV girls introduce themselves. They did place first with their Palmer team this year to date. They also placed first with the Jazz division, and they placed third with their Miracle team. Am I correct, ladies? Yes, absolutely. Education and her career that she started in Maxwell School District. So we like to see him come back and work with us as long as they want, and she's always welcome back as well. So Jacob, I'll let you introduce yourself. Just your name, all you think. And we have a total of 14, correct? 11. We had the performance day. There was 11 that actually was on the team. So, congratulations.
All right, varsity Wayvets, come on in.
Wait a minute. We have one.
Oh, Ellen, good.
Oh, yeah. All right. She gets all good.
Tell us all about you.
Yes. Go ahead, tell me. This is her first year on varsity, and she dances. She also does track and tennis as well, so she just came from track practice. So we have lots of multi-athlete students on our team. Ellie is on our varsity team. Our varsity competed in jazz, lyric, and tom. We're in the double A division. The biggest accolade we got for the whole season was probably what? We did the biggest accomplishment. There you go. That's what I thought she was going to say, but I would have taken anything she said as a compliment. We went to IHSA state. The varsity gets a chance to compete with IHSA and IDTA. The difference is IDTA lets you compete in categories. The best way I can explain it is like in track, you have a 100-meter dash, you have a 300-meter dash, you have I don't know if I get those right. You have all the different events. That's what IDTA allows. In IHSA, it puts it all together. So you're going to have a hip-hop against pom, against kick, against jazz, which is like putting all the fruit in the basket and saying they're the same. They're not the same. But we were honored to be one of the top 6 to be able to travel from our area to IHSA State. And we have been every single year, but we're hoping every single year that we get to go and represent that team. So that was kind of the highlight of our career. We also went to IDTA State. We played second with our common routine. Unfortunately, we didn't qualify, but we didn't place many of our other routines. We're up against the powerhouses in the state, though. If you look at the other teams we have, they are absolute beasts in the state of Illinois. So we're just honored to be there and to represent the and that too is a well-known name.
Very much. I'll turn it over to Mrs. Stewart for the middle school.
So we are a little short on students tonight. We also have National Junior Honor Society tonight, so many of our student athletes are also great scholars. So we'll introduce them all and go from there. So first of all, we have our Maxton professional dance team. The dance team, they play second place, 6 minutes at home, and they have second in Miracle at the IDTA state competition in Springfield this year. The women that competition squad members are JP, Rosen, David Gibson, Elaine Kennedy, Michelle Carla, Finley Poole, David Peters, Lily Schuler, Travis Gibson, Andrew Gibson, and Jackie Young. So these girls are working really hard. They perform at halftime of our basketball games. They do a great job. So thank you. commencing wrestling state qualifiers, Cole and Riddle, along with the internet first place state finisher Blake Edwards. And finally, we'd like to recognize our two state champions, Jackson Howe at 80 pounds and Holden Barr at 119 pounds. Matthew Middle is ninth overall state, thanks to their efforts. We are working on updating our Hall of Champions. We have the banners coming and lots of celebrations. They work really hard. They run the halls every day after school. They practice with their play-ins, and they're very dedicated to what they can do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up on the agenda, item 2.1C, presentation of Bionic. Heidi?
Thank you. Yeah, good evening. I'm Morrison, and I had the privilege 10 years ago to start the Bionic program at Lexington High School. A mentoring program is based on peer mentors, and through the research we know that's incredibly successful. And Michelle Sinclair was just an incredible model and mentor to help in this program. And so what we're here tonight is just to talk a little bit about what do they do as a graduate student. There's lots of requirements, accreditation, and how they serve the students in Lexington High School and collaborate with staff and faculty. And in addition to that, just total gratitude for being here and having an incredible training opportunity at my students. So what the plan is these five, again, as a teacher, like these are my proud students. I'm super excited for them to be here and just the courage they have to share. But they're going to talk a little bit about what does the team do, what are their expectations as a school counseling intern. We call them Bionic interns, but they're far greater than that. That's just a piece of their role. So just to kind of give you a little bit about how they serve the community and what their role is, and then we'll have a chance for questions afterwards. So. All right, let's get it. What, can you guys, do you want them somewhere else?
No, just make sure.
So once again, we, just before we introduce ourselves, we do also just want to say thank you for the opportunity that we have, just to share about what we do as interns, and just to truly say how much we appreciate just the leadership and guidance that we have had from admin, and even our supervisors, Mrs. Sweeney, Mrs. Dobby, and Felicia. And so my name is Wendy Loretta, and I'm from Chicago. I moved around a lot, and now I'm living here in Charleston.
I'm Rebecca McGee. I was born and raised in South Carolina, so I live in Turkey, but I'm glad to see you. I'm Mark Laurel. I'm from Dixon City, Illinois, like 20 miles north of Champaign. I've been an intern for my undergrad and finishing up for my master's.
Hi y'all, I'm Ryan Beekman. I'm from Riddle Illinois, which is way up north near Iowa. I came down to Charleston undergrad college and
I'm Mena. I'm from Madison, a South suburb of Chicago, and I did my undergraduate at the University.
And so as you can see, there's 5 of us interns, and we're all getting our master's degree in school counseling. And we actually are about to graduate here in May, so we're really excited for that. And so as interns there, we work 1 calendar year. So we work April to April, and then we are required to work 20 hours a week, and we do a variety of tasks. And on top of that, we're also required to get 900 hours of clinical experience for our 60-hour degree. And so a part of what we do, though, is being in charge of Bionic. And that is a program that stands for Believe It or Not, I Care. And it consists of 4 teams. And amongst those 4 teams, we have about 80 mentors, and then we serve about 300 mentees. And so I personally over the transfer team. And what we do is we welcome the new students in. And we do that by pairing a mentor with the new student for about 2 to 3 days. And what they'll do is they will walk them to and from their classes, they will eat lunch with them, and they will really do whatever they can to help the student get just acclimated to the school and be able to find their way around.
And I am over the student part of Bionic, so that is a team of about 12 students. So anytime that a student or staff is not with students or has a loss, I'm notified by the secretary staff in the office that really says. A lot of the time they are able to referral form, but I'm checked in with those students and staff members that we spend the time study and see how they're doing, and I will ask them if they would like to celebrate in the great team, and so what that looks like, we have the honor and privilege of giving donations and giving bakery. So all that is for whoever needs one, to get these amazing little things boxes, they're normally themed about what's going on, so I'm sure the next one will probably be like spring team, but the Halloween ones are super cute, and the students get to hand a card that will also go along with the study box, and if you check in with your student first, because normally they'll often do a student, you'll say would like a delivery either in school or we can go to their home if it's not too far, we can send it just to stay in town, so we're not traveling here and there. Share with our 12 students, and the students will come along with you in the city, and we'll go and hand over that video box, checking with the family, make sure that they feel supported and seen during the hard time. Really sweet team, and the personal notes and favorite cards and personal things about the entire team.
I'm in charge of the tutor team. We've got 11 students in the tutor team. These are our high achieving students at Neptune High School who are offering academic support and to help with either homework, studying the tests, any kind of study skills, or even just find a place to study and have extra support. We're there for that. We currently have a couple of students right now that are utilizing this service right before finals, so it's actually pretty exciting. And of course, we all have the tutor team are very excited. They're always good ideas to have them improve better. And my favorite part is how engaged we are.
Molly and I co-lead the freshman team, which is definitely the difference as far as the amount of students that are on our team. Each freshman is mandated to work with a mentor, and so we have 5 mentors that clean our lunch hour every Thursday in the fall, but then every other Thursday in spring, dedicated to supervising, well, working under us as their supervisors, but making sure that they're guiding freshmen and just being that leadership role and a role model for freshmen to kind of help them adjust to and adapt to the new environment that being in high school can bring. So this is just a transition going from middle school to high school, so it kind of helps them with learning the ins and outs of high school and working with teachers and making new friends and establishing those connections. We have to hold monthly meetings where they come in, practice the activities we're going to be working with their freshmen on, and leadership skills and any other activities that we use for this meeting. And then on top of all the teams, we have the training at EIU each year, where they spend all day at EIU for leadership training, like about 6 hours of it, where they complete modules and do some building activities, have lunch, meet with the teams, develop all those skills. And then at the end of the year, we're working on creating a banquet where they can be celebrated and get a certificate, and we'll be passing out 3 $1,000 scholarships for the mentors that are selected for the scholarship.
So yeah, as Dan said before, Bionic is just a small portion of what we do. We love doing Bionic, but part of us being practicing certain requirements to achieve youth career. One of these requirements during our 20 hours of week being in that student is we have a for students. Any students who need counseling or like any extra support, we are there to help them. We each roughly kind of tend to have at least 6 to 8 students who come with us here weekly, bi-weekly. We help these students get through the school day, any kind of issues to struggle with, whether it's relationships, anxiety, dealing with trying to help with college prep, any kind of depression or any kind of struggle we might be facing.
Along with individual counseling, we also do group counseling. So exactly what it sounds like. We have group of students who might be struggling with the same issues. So anxiety group, kind of whatever they need. I know this year personally I've worked a lot with the credit recovery room, and there's some teachers in there who there's the students who might need a little bit of extra support, but also together, because sometimes individual counseling can be a little bit scary, so this is why we do better. But yeah, we help anything as well, when it comes to those groups. It's also a requirement for the base. We also do family counseling. So that's just basically, we don't usually have the whole family come in, but we'll work with families and we talk to parents and come one. We are working with the family and what's best for them. So we also come in and kind of collaborate with us on ideas as far as what they would best want to see when working with their child, things that they would recommend for us to work on, maybe they're seeing at home. So we can better use things to their students. And also, connect with students. I've personally seen beautiful outcomes from because a lot of times, being a teenager, you might hear your students at home saying, or your kids at home saying, you don't understand, and just a whole lot of other things along that nature. But when they come in and you provide that space for them to talk about what it is that's going on, they can see that it's not a matter of misunderstanding, but a lot of times it's communication. And so they really enjoy getting to connect with their family on a different level. And we also offer walk-ins, which you might know as crisis counseling, just because it's more sporadic. So each of us takes 2 to 4 hour shifts throughout the week, where we sit in the walk-in room and students are allowed to come in and we set space for whatever they need. If they just need to cool down and calm down, we let them utilize that space for that. So it can be as small as that, or it can be as major as if that's home or life mates. So it kind of ranges, but the walk-ins are also something.
Well, one of our requirements is we have to create what's called capstone. This is a project where we do research, we collect data about the school and the different issues that students, a wide range of students might have, and we present it to either teachers, counselors, staff members at NHS or parents and students. We kind of help educate the people at NHS and just kind of help problem solve and think of different ways to better support students. Some of the projects we've recently done include figuring out FAFSA, how to best help parents and students figure out how to do FAFSA, college and career prep, the difference between healthy and unhealthy relationships and how to navigate your relationships in the school. And it's a really fun one. I helped with that. It was one of my favorite things I got to do. We also went over reaching walk-in data for students who come in and kind of help our counselors at NHS see, based on the screening issue, what kind of issues are we seeing the most of. As it pertains to chronic anxiety, so we've been working on trying to help you working that.
Outside of all the counseling aspects, outside of all Bionic aspects, we have had the opportunity to work alongside many different staff and admins for things like post-secondary options, like filling out your FAFSA, creating an FSA filling out college applications with an enroll, attending the Lake Ranch College Fair with our supervisors, and helping out our supervisors with the graduation checklist requirements to make sure that every student is on track to graduate on time. We've also helped to standardize testing like the PSAT and the SAT testing. So we've helped prepare the baskets for the classrooms that the testing will be done in. We've helped along with students for their visual awareness, get them prepared for testing, and then we've also helped the day of testing, doing hallway monitors and escorting students to document that. We've collaborated a lot with staff. We've been able to sit in on IEP meetings and 504 meetings. We've been able to observe classrooms and substitute wait times when it's needed. We've also been able to work alongside Mr. Donald and go on home visits when needed, and we're able to deliver snacks and food items to students and their families for over the summer when school is in session. And alongside, we helped during summer school since we started in April last year. And then we have written newsletters for the juniors. Other things that we've gotten to do include like homecoming and prom. We've been able to chaperone that and assist with that. Positive incentive days. So last year we all got to go with the students and chaperone at Big Five. We helped our supervisors for the senior send-off, where seniors get their caps and gowns and get celebrated in that way. And we've also helped at the actual day of graduation, and helping the students who just graduated know where they're supposed to go and direct traffic and stuff like that. So all these experiences are super unique, and we're just super grateful for them.
And so, once again, we do really just want to say how much we do, truly how much we appreciate this opportunity to serve these students. Because even think about here tonight, right? We all come in with our different pains or different struggles. Like right now, we can think about things, we're stressing about things going on, and these students are coming into school with that. Whether they are in every sport, all A's, to a student that's missing all the time. They all have their different struggles, their different pains, their different things. They're navigating who they're going to be, what they're going to do, and we truly get to be there. We get to be there to help them do all of those things. Whether it's something like, I don't know what I want to do when I graduate, to, man, I'm at rock bottom, I need help. And so that's an honor and a privilege to be able to say, we get to be that part in someone's sport. And we get to do that in the team here. So truly thank you for this opportunity, and thank you that we got to do it. Questions? We open it to questions now.
I have a question. In the FAFSA form,
Oh.
when you look at things you fill that wonderful newly formed form out, speaking as a parent, does anybody return a phone call on the federal end of the FAFSA form and talk to a real person? Me either. Okay, so that's it. I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's right. On a serious note, what would you say is the most, of all these experiences that you described and talked about, what do you believe has had the biggest impact on you and your studies and the career path that you go with as a guidance counselor, those different experiences? What do you think has been the most meaningful?
I know for me, I would say a student who, didn't care about grades, was struggling, kind of getting in trouble with safety and things like that, having to, be like, okay, now I'm here talking to this, I feel like they're not even going to want to talk to me, even want to connect, but then being able to be there and then see that person open up, see that person's brain fill up, see that student saying, I don't want to do this anymore, I just don't know how to stop. And so just those moments of where it's you see them here and then see how just being there for someone and helping them and providing that space and see where then they want to be, just always makes me be yes, this is why I do what I want to do. Because sometimes it gets hard, sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes there's other stuff within it that gets hard, but when I see that, that's who's going in this program. That's going to get me from wanting to quit. Because I'm going to paper. I'm tired of writing papers. Yes, it's so then.
Yeah, I agree. I was with that, and I feel like being able to kind of either lay people who are in the walking room, I feel like sometimes we're seeing to a younger level, so they still showed up to come in school, and still decided to ask for help, even though it was hard and we're strangers and they don't know what we're going to say or what we're going to do, but they still come in and we're able to kind of help them either kind of come out of some really dark moments and see them through the rest of the year. So a lot of our walking kids became something that we saw regularly. I think that's about the majority of my caseload currently. So yeah, I think having an opportunity to have a caseload, but also be able to meet students when they can get both when they're at school and really some of the conflict. I would agree with all of that. I think for me, coming into this program, I was just on being in elementary school. High schoolers freaked me out. Coming to MHS, all high schoolers are so accepting of us, and it's just really intriguing me that they are coming in being I'm being fully honest and I need help and I want to grow and stuff, and just being able to see that growth within the time that we are here. That is just truly amazing to me, because I feel like when I was in high school, I was very stubborn and I got this, I don't need anybody's help, you know, so being able to see those students, like, be able to just ask for that help if they need it, and then see that growth through the time that you're not here.
I mean, all of this is amazing. I mean, this program is not easy to apply it to. It's a struggle, but it's a good struggle. And it's a good struggle that we are to grow and learn together and making fun, not just each other. But the staff at NHS, the cohort with the students, like Rebecca was saying, a lot of the students I see in my caseload are like this, you know, this, when I'm struggling a lot to figure out what I want to do, it's really hard. And I have a student who I met one time from walking, who was at rock bottom, she was rotating anyone. And to later now, having that student tell me, you know what, I feel like I have hope. That's something that's hard. I can take these papers, I can keep on sliding through, just to keep on doing it. You know, that's a very grateful job.
I would agree with all of that. But, yeah, I would definitely say for me, it's so beautiful and powerful to be able to push the connection that we built and created and maintain with any students when you're teaching them all the skills that they're needing and giving them support that they need and giving them support to those families. I've had multiple phone calls that lasted much longer than I expected initially going to the home call with parents because they have, I'm so glad that I have this opportunity. I'm so glad that you're here for my students. And they feel like it's just them against the world with their students. And so letting them know that school is a place that they can come to, and I'm a person that they can come to help whatever it is that family their student is going through. It's a really good to see. And the emails that I get were really good. Thank you so much for the resources, because we also provide a lot of resources outside of us, because we understand there's only so much that we can do for one reason, kind of make it to the school. And so we're working really hard on making sure that the families have everything that they need, and the students have everything that they need, and seeing how that's working and how the students are growing, and the parents are growing, and just confidence in each other. That's like one of my favorite things.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? So on behalf of all of us, thank you for the opportunity, thank you for the support from the board and for Mr. Stewart and all the students, all the faculty and administration at NHS. I'm blessed to have these 5 as students and as they change lives, but they're provided a community and environment where they can grow and stretch and learn and to serve others. And so thank you so much for all that you do for NHS.
Moving on, reception visitors 2.2, non-agenda. I have a slip for a Patrick Young.
Hello?
So my question is, why have to make sure that your staff is doing their job?
Have you called the high school? Just curious, if you called the high school. Okay. I'll make sure we'll follow up with you. Thank you. Yep, thank you.
Moving on to item 3, the consent agenda. It's a lengthy list. Before going down it, I'm going to exercise a board member's right to pull an item off of the consent agenda. That's item 3.6. With the board's indulgence, I will circle back a little bit later and explain why I'm doing that after we just go through the list. These are the items on the consent agenda for board action. First, approval of minutes for the regular board meeting of March 12th and the special board meeting of March 21st. 3.2, payment of bills. That includes the presentation of bills for approval, the monthly financial reports by fund, the budget to actual report. Item 3.3, the enrollment report. Item 3.4, approval of the following overnight trips. First, approval of the Maximum High School JROTC to Western JROTC Nationals, April 23rd through 28th in Sandy, Utah. Approval of Maximum High School JROTC Leadership Challenge Summer Camp, June 10th through the 14th in Marcellus, at Marcellus National Guard Training Center in Marcellus, Illinois. Item 3.4, approval of the Maximum High School boys basketball to the Columbia Hickman Summer Shootout, June 29th and 30th in Columbia, Missouri. Item 3.4D, approval of the Maximum Middle School Illinois Association of Junior High School Council State Convention, April 29th and 30th in the state capitol. Item 3.4E, approval of the Illinois Elementary School Association and Illinois High School Association sponsored state series events trips for spring 2024. Item 3.5, approval of the Maximum High School and LIFT curriculum updates and LIFT on track which was presented on March 12th. Item 3.7, approval to establish board meeting dates, time and places for the 24-25 school year. And finally, item 3.8, the Freedom of Information report. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Motion.
Motion from Ashley Overton, second.
Second.
Cheryl, Callie, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Lexi?
Yes.
Overton?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Elphaba?
Yes.
Hedges?
Yes.
Ryder?
Yes. Item 3.6 from the consent agenda, which I pulled off, was approval of the lease with the Eastern Illinois Area Special Education Cooperative, or EASY, for on-track program at LIFT. Tim, do you want to explain?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a general scheduling issue. We've learned late today that there are some questions around the lease, and we've been on break. So have EASY as well as the attorney that's reviewing the agreement. So we think that we can finalize the lease and be able to come back to the board in May and present, and we're still on track to we'll still be on course to have the lease approved at that point, and EASY can utilize that space.
Did you do that?
I did not.
Does the board have any questions? All righty. Let's move on to item 4, reports and recommendations of the business manager. Mr. Gear.
Thanks. I have a few things tonight. First thing is board action to approve registration and extracurricular fees for 24-25 school year. These are ready for 24-25. Most schools at this time would approve their meal costs for their students. Since we are a CEP school, we are funded by the federal government, so our kids eat for free, both breakfast and lunch, so we don't have to set those prices. We just re-upped that late last summer, so we should be in the program for 3 more years before we renew. It's a great program, no cost for students. They can have breakfast and lunch for free every day, all school year long. So, and then we receive reimbursements from the government to pay for the we do have to set prices for adult lunches and breakfast. So if teachers or adults in the buildings go down and get lunch, these are recommended by ISB. And last year you could see they were $4.50, $2.65, and 60 cents. This year, based on the recommendations from ISB on what those should be, the adult lunch would be $4.54, the adult breakfast would be $3.07, and a milk would be 60 cents. Again, back to CEP, we do this at both Riddle and Williams Elementary Schools, the middle school, and the high school. Franklin is not allowed to take part in this program, but we have other programs we do with their lunches and breakfasts. Again, we see an overall increase in the amount of meals. Hopefully more families take advantage of this in the future as well. The other fees that we have, driver's ed at the high school, $55. Instructional materials at Riddle, Williams, middle school, and high school, $55. District-wide athletic fees per kid per sport is $35 with a maximum of $70 per student. If they need more than 2 sports, they don't pay for the third and fourth one. and per family, it's a maximum of $140. And then the only other one is Lyft, it's Little Leaders daycare cost of $200 per week. So, board action to set the fees for 24-25 school year as presented. Any questions?
Do I have a motion to approve the meal costs, the registration fees, and their extracurricular fees as presented?
Motion.
Motion from Erica, second? Second from John Hedges. Callie, you want to call the roll?
Larson?
Yes.
Overton?
Yes. Yes.
Elmhoff?
Yes.
Hedges?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, second thing, several months ago, we went to the board to ask for approval to get bids for the drive-in at both Williams and Matthews Middle School. Remember, we did this last year, same process for Riddle and the high school. We received one bid, which was from Purpose Incorporated. The bid for Williams and the middle school was $176,800 for both projects together. The drive-in, just as a reminder, I call it like the stucco on the outside of the building. And we came in tonight, I see it's discolored, we got birds, burrow holes in it. So they have finished the work at the high school, they did that in the fall. They're going to start this spring, here in the next couple of weeks here at Riddle. And if the bids are accepted for this one, as soon as they finish Riddle, they'll move to Williams, and then we'll go right from Williams to the middle school and have this all done by the end of the summer. So, again, one bid for $176,800. We would use the CSFT revenue, which is our sales tax money, which that's what that's intended for, is to maintain and upgrade our facilities. So it's a great way to do that. So the administrative team recommends to accept this bid. Any questions?
This is the company that did the previous work?
Yes.
And what grade did we give them for their previous work?
I think if you drive around the high school, it's excellent. I mean, they put a little extra point fan, green stripe above the top, which kind of stands out. There's not a lot of companies, we talked about this last year when we had one bid, there's not a lot of companies that do this work. And this, if you talk to our engineer from Upchurch, if you talk to Dustin, I mean, if you're gonna get somebody this, in our area, this is who you want. So,
Okay.
I highly recommend that.
Okay. Any other questions? Too bad. If not, do I have a motion to approve the bid as presented? Yes. Motion by Jake Elmhoff, second by Ashley Overton. Callie?
Overton?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Elmhoff?
Yes.
Hedges?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Larson?
Yeah.
Ryder?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Our next thing, we have a couple of guests in the audience today. They're going to come up and speak. Jim Wolf and Bruce Coates from Johnson Controls, who are performance contractors at several of our buildings. So I'm going to let them take it away. This is Jim here.
Came here tonight to share with you the annual performance review for our partnership that has extended for some time now. I'll try to get through this quickly. Bear with, a lot of slides here, but bear with it. I'll try to go fast. Back in 2004, Johnson Controls and Mexican School District formed a partnership, which we completed. At that time, we completed a project at the high school. And the emphasis behind the project was to make improvements to the learning environment by improving space conditions. And in that process, we selected pieces of equipment.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Gear. Now I might need somebody else to drive. So back in 2004, we were invited to partner with the Neptune School District to complete a project at the high school. And the focus of the project was to improve the learning environment by, again, as part of the process, reducing the cost to operate and maintain that facility. So we implemented several scopes of work that we'll go through in just a minute. But again, the focus was to improve the learning environment and reduce the operating costs of the facility. A few years later, we implemented a similar project at the Mattoon Middle School. I'll try to step out of the way here a little bit. And based on the success of those two programs, we completed a project that included both elementary schools, including this one. The fourth project was a project at Franklin and a smaller project at Williams. Those are both kind of needs-based. They were very specific issues at those two schools that needed to be addressed at a moment in time. So following the model of the concept that I just laid out, we completed those projects at Williams and Franklin. And more recently, we completed a project at the Lift Center. We'll talk a little bit more about that in some detail as well. That one was different than the others because I'm sure, as everyone knows, the Lift Center is now a facility within the confines of the Mattoon School District, but prior to the school district taking over that facility, it had a completely different functional use. So when the school district acquired that building, there was discussion around, well, how do we change the operation of this building? And in that process, how do we ensure that it's operating as economically as possible? So we partnered with the school district and its design team to ensure that the heating and air conditioning equipment and some of the other equipment that was included in that building would operate at an optimal performance level so as to reduce the operating costs of that building as best possible. When we look specifically at the high school, you can see here a list of the projects that were completed. I won't go through them in detail, but I will tell you that they are based around what I described before. Seems to work better over here. Seems to work best with me standing right in front of the speaker, apparently. At the high school, we completed a number of projects, again, designed around improving the learning environment, right? And in the process, reducing the cost of operation. The beauty of this program is that reduced cost of operation is money that comes back to the school district in the form of savings, right? So when we consider that benefit to the budget, then those dollars can be used against the financial mechanism that was used to make those improvements. When we look at what was done at the middle school, again, based on the success at high school, the middle school modeled the same scope of work. There were improvements to the heating and air conditioning equipment, which had a direct influence on the quality of the learning environment, temperature, and so on. The other projects also included an upgrade to lighting so that the students could have an enhanced visual experience when they were in the classroom environment. The elementary schools, those were newer. Those were newer than the high school and the middle school. So their needs weren't quite as great. The equipment was a little bit newer, the facilities were a little bit newer. So when we looked at those two particular schools, some years later, their needs were not as great, but there were some specific needs and some specific opportunities to improve the learning environment and reduce the operating cost at those two twin buildings, if you will. Of note, we made a change to the domestic hot water that was used during the summer months. It had been being provided by the same boiler that was used for winter, and it was not economical at all to do so. So the scope of work included some changes to the building to allow a smaller boiler to focus just attention on the domestic hot water that's needed during the summertime. Again, as I indicated before, Franklin and Williams, there were very specific needs for those two particular schools. So you can see the scope of work here. One was a cooling need at Franklin, and the other one was a heating need at Williams. That heating need at Williams, the reason I differentiated before about the boilers, the summer boilers, this one actually was a need for the primary heating that was would be needed during the heating season, also known as winter. At the Lift Center, as I mentioned before, that one was a completely different building, completely different, owned and operated completely differently than any academic environment. So as we partnered together with the thought in mind that how do we redesign this building, or how do we participate in the redesign of this building to ensure that its change in functional use would optimize the performance of the building and again, ensure that the academic environment was as enhanced as well as possible, right? So, but you'll notice that this probably looks similar to the other buildings, right? even though it had a focus, it was going a brand new building with a change in functional use. It's still a building that needed to be heated and cooled for an academic environment, right? So you'll see that its scope of work is very similar to the technologies that were implemented before. We did add a couple of enhanced technologies. If you think back to technology as it existed in 2004 versus the technology that existed in 2023, there's much better technology available today, and much of that technology has been deployed at the Lift Center. When we monetize the value of the improvements that I just described, they're reflected here in this table. The center column represents the savings that were derived from those reduced energy and operating costs for the calendar year 2023. The column most to the right represents the cumulative savings of each of these projects dating back to 2004, 2008, and so on. Two things to note, the elementary schools, Bruce and I are here tonight providing this annual report as a result of those projects. The elementary schools, when the project was originally implemented, it required or included only 3 years worth of reporting. That expired back in 2020. The reason I point that out is that just because we're not reporting on it doesn't mean that it's no longer of value to the school district. Those systems that were implemented as part of that project continue to prove to be of value to the school district. There's still an improvement to the environment. There's still a reduced energy and operating cost. We just don't monetize it anymore for purposes of this reporting. The other thing I wanted to focus on in this slide is this number right here. Over the course of all of these projects that I've described so far, the school district has realized net economic benefits of more than $14 million. We have no reason to believe that that number is not going to be significantly higher next year because these programs have proven to be successful. When we look specifically at the high school, I don't want to make this a science class, but if you look at your own electric and natural gas bills, you'll note that one of them is billed in kilowatt hours, one of them is billed in therms, different energy units, right? And often that is difficult to compare one energy consumption against another energy consumption. But both of those energy units break down to a core element called British thermal units or BTUs. So when we convert each of those units to their core value of BTU, we can quantify the total energy consumption by marrying both the electric and natural gas energy consumption. What that provides for us is an opportunity to evaluate a profile like this. What I want to point out here, and what's cool about this slide, is the trend. You may have already, the blue columns represent what we would have expected the energy usage to have been had the school district not invested in the improvements that they did. So when we look at how we would have expected the high school to consume energy, that's reflected by the blue columns. The green column is actually your combined electric and natural gas energy consumption on a thousands of BTU basis. And the one thing that's important to note is the downward trend of these green columns. What that speaks to are the improvements that not only were the result of the investment that was made in the more efficient equipment that was installed, but the downward trend speaks to the operational decisions that are made by the staff in that building. So to the extent that that trend continues to go down, that is a conscious decision by the staff to try to figure out additional ways to further reduce their energy consumption, try to figure out ways to take further advantage of the technology that's been provided to them and continue to reduce the energy consumption at that building. This is proof that those efforts are coming to fruition. When we look at now comparing the high school against the other three schools, we'll get back to Lift in a minute, because all four of these schools that are listed here serve generally the same purpose, right? They are academic, pure academic environments. So we can evaluate their energy consumption and compare one to another. Now, I recognize that they're of different sizes, right? But if we can correlate their energy usage on a per square foot basis, that gives us the opportunity to compare them on an equal playing field. So what's important about this slide, or what I'd like to point out on this slide, is the difference between the box to the left versus the box to the right. Each of them contains all four of the schools, if you will, and their energy consumption on a per kBTU basis, a per square foot basis. But the box to the left is the energy consumption for the calendar year 2023. The box to the right is the energy consumption for the calendar year 2022. What's of note is that the numbers on the left are lower than the numbers on the right. I'm not a mathematician, but that's what it says, right? So what that means is that the energy consumption during 2023 was actually less than it was during the calendar year 2022. Speaks to that trend that I described before, right? That the operations staff and those involved in the building are making the right choices in how they operate the facility and ensuring that the facility uses as little energy as possible. When we monetize those values, what you'll see here is the same thing. But costs in 2023 were less than they were in 2022. Corresponds a little bit, right? In that if the energy consumption is lower, we would expect the cost to be lower, and that's borne out by this particular slide. One thing of note is that if you look all the way to the right, when you see Williams Elementary, it appears to be an outlier, but what is important to understand is that Williams Elementary is served by a completely different utility. The other three facilities get their services from Ameren, Illinois. Williams receives its electric and natural gas from Coles Moultrie. Completely different rate structure, completely different costing, and you'll find out and you'll see in a moment that the other three schools are able to take advantage of a program that doesn't even exist in Coles Moultrie. But the good news is that, again, when looking at 2023 versus 2022, those numbers are all lower. I watched a show once recently where there was a presentation. It was not important what it was for, but the conclusion was all the lines go up, so I'm happy, right? In this case, the columns to the left are lower than the ones to the right, so we're happy. Now, when we talk about the Lift Center, I've said a couple times now, its functional use is completely different than, to some extent, it's different than the other three schools, right? It's an academic environment, but it's an academic vocational environment. And its use is a little bit different. So, and we didn't have a solid baseline against which to project future energy usage. So we had to calculate that energy usage based upon a projected or a proposed functional use that was completely different than the historical use. So what you're looking at here are the electric and natural gas usage relative to expectations. So the columns, if you will, represent where we thought the building was going to actually perform, and the line represents where the building actually did perform. So we set, the school district and John's Controls worked together to set pretty significant targets for that particular building. We wanted to make sure that it performed and performed well. So the fact that the actual energy consumption is even better than proposed is quite a statement. So one of the challenges that we face, quick footnote, I chose these colors intentionally. The blue is electric usage. You'll note that it has kind of an inverse bell curve to it. That represents your electric energy consumption from the calendar year, January through December. You'll see that its peak, it it peaks during the academic year, and that's largely a function of the cooling that's required, right? When we look at the natural gas usage, its primary purpose is to heat the building, so you'll see that its greatest level of consumption is during the corresponding winter time period. So if you were to overlay these two, it'd be pretty flat. So what we've just talked about for the most part is what's known in the industry as the demand side, right? It is the energy consumption side of the equation. What's important to understand is the other side, the cost side. And as I mentioned before, Ameren, Illinois offers actually not available through Coles Moultrie, but available to all to many of the other utilities in the state of Illinois. There is an opportunity to purchase the actual energy from someone other than the utility itself. So several years ago, the school district embarked in that program, and you're actually getting your energy from a supplier that is not Ameren, Illinois. The actual the decision that was made several years ago was to engage in a fixed volume, fixed price agreement to achieve budget stability. So what we've reflected here in this chart is the various purchasing agreements that were put into place over the past several years. Each of these flat lines of different color represent each of the different agreements. And the reason, and what we're looking for here is what we're trying to guard against as protection against these run-ups, right? These flat lines are against the backdrop that is the volatility of this, in this case, the electric market. So your agreements are these flat lines, and the blue line that represents the volatility in the electric market. You can see that for many years, you did a great job, right? Protecting against those peaks. More recently, these agreements proved to be phenomenal, right? As the market ran up, you were protected against these peaks. When others were purchasing their electricity at this price, you were locked in there. When we think about the natural gas market, the same concept was put into place, right? There was a decision made to purchase fixed price, fixed volumes on the natural gas side. Much to the thanks of your leadership, you have taken advantage of you've fended off, I should say, or fended against, again, a significant run up here more recently. I will point out, honestly, there's a little bit of a shift in the marketplace. The current agreement that goes through the middle of this summer, or it has, oops, don't look at that one yet. Its price is a little bit higher, and that's a function of the condition of the market. If you've been to the restaurant or a grocery store recently, you can certainly appreciate inflation. It's impacting the electric and natural gas markets as well. That's it. So when we think about the overall benefits of the program, what we've just talked about ad nauseum is the stability, the budget stability is provided by these supply side agreements. You can see the value is associated with the investment made in the equipment itself to not only improve the academic environment, but also to help reduce the overall cost of operation. And then Bruce and I come as part of the ongoing, I was going to say the ongoing additional benefits, but I'll leave that up to you to determine whether or not I'm going to be a benefit. But we offer the ongoing additional services to help the school district in whatever capacity we can to help, again, further reduce the energy consumption or the energy costs. That's it. Any questions?
Mr. Wolf, thank you very much for an informative presentation. Last item, Mr. Gear.
Thank you, guys. Last thing for me lastly, 4.4, board action to accept the donation of $6,000 from Cabot for this scholarship. So the team recommends accepting this donation.
Motion to accept the donation. Motion by Erica Weaver, second by Jake Uphoff. Callie, you want to call the roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. Item 5, reports and recommendations of the Assistant Superintendent. Dr. Scosi.
Okay, the board has before that the April personnel report. We had to go through the exciting news here. Certified resignation, Shelby Hendricks resigns from preschool teacher, done an effective job for us, and excellent job rather effective for at the end of the 23-24 school year. Jennifer Hunt, longtime kindergarten teacher, 30+ years in the school district here at the Williams Elementary School, resigned at the end of the 28-29 school year. Done a great job for us. Certified appointments moving forward to a position, MDB, graduate at High School. At the elementary school here when it first opened in Riddle, we're recommending to hire Riddle Elementary School second grade teacher effective at the beginning of the school year. That's when you know you're getting old. Came to the school when it was first opened, hiring as teachers now. So that's great, great to see. But effective for the 24-25 school year. Excited about Liam Workstein, recommending him for Matthew High School math teacher effective beginning 24-25 school year. Jessica, Meadows, recommending Matthew Middle School physical education teacher effective for the beginning of the 24-25 school year. Another exciting hire, Kinley Scott, Matthew High School graduate, recommending her for Riddle Elementary School second grade teacher effective beginning of the 24-25 school year. Again, another student that attended here at Riddle. Hope they will do early on. Haley Stanley, recommended substitute teacher effective immediately. Thank you. Bobby Bradford, some classified resignations, resigned from Riddle Elementary School, 1-1 paraprofessional, ended the 23-24 school year. Cheyenne Evans resigned from William Elementary School, parapro effective for the 23-24 school year. Sharika Ford resigned from Riddle Elementary School supervisor effective March 26, 2024. McKenna Tabor resigned as LIP First to 3 parapro effective at the end of the 23-24 school year. Longtime paraprofessional, title of paraprofessional Tracy Thornton, over 30 years in the district, retiring at the end of the, effective August 10th, 2024. He's done a great job here at Riddle Elementary School as the title parapro. Emery Burton resigns from Riddle Elementary School parapro effective March 24th. Ann Wagner retiring, longtime Williams Elementary School secretary effective May 22nd, 2026. Excited for her. She's done a great job. Classified appointments, Megan Emmert, recommended Manson High School disciplinary secretary effective immediately. Susan Feldek, recommended Manson Middle School parapro effective April 22nd, 2024. Zachary Montori, recommended Manson High School parapro effective immediately. Tara Schumbarger, recommended Riddle Elementary School supervisor effective April 15th, 2024. Greg Vasper, all the way Manson Middle School athletic secretary effective immediately. And then Cassandra Chapman, the next couple down on here, all the way through the next page, recommending as volunteers all the way through. Christopher Zach, I think I said that right. It's field trip time in the elementary school. It's a time of year, so we have a lot of volunteers, which we're excited about. Extracurricular assignments, finishes up. Michelle Lau, Neptune Middle School assistant cheer coach, effective immediately. Holly Thompson, 6th grade girls track coach, effective immediately. And then we have some exciting agendas as well. Certified resignations, Jennifer Saucier is resigning at the end of Neptune Middle School math teacher effective the end of that should be 23-24 school year. Done a great job for us. She'll be surely missed, but we're excited for her and wish her well in her future endeavors. Then we have some certified appointments. Michaela Castle, Bionic intern at Neptune High School, beginning of the 24-25 school year. Joshua Denny Carlisle, district guidance counselor intern for Bionic, effective the 24-25 school year. Joe Gruberich, recommends William Elementary School LBS1 special education resource teacher, effective beginning of the 24-25 school year. Joshua No recommends district counseling intern with Bionic at the high school, effective 24-25 school year. Lana McNeely recommending as district counselor intern for Bionic, effective the 24-25 school year. Lining up, Brianna Roberts recommending district counselor intern for Bionic, effective the 24-25 school year. Classified appointments, Derek Funkhauser, volunteer
effective immediately, and step taken to volunteer effective. Are there any questions? See none? Then I would recommend the personnel report as presented.
Motion to approve the personnel report as presented.
Second.
Hedges, Weaver.
Hedges and Weaver. Callie, will call the roll, please.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Armstrong.
Yes.
Larson.
Yeah.
Overton.
Yes.
Weaver.
Abstain.
Right.
Yes. I see no other items on the agenda. Given that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Weaver, second by Overton. Callie?
Hedges,
Yes.
Armstrong.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Overton. Yes. Weaver.
Yes.
Uphoff.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Thank you all again for coming to Riddle.